Most undergraduates arrive at university with an intact familial support network. But if you grew up in foster care, you may find yourself facing the complex and sometimes overwhelming challenges of higher education by yourself. The University of Michigan partnered with a dedicated alumnus to create a program for youth transitioning out of foster care and into higher education. Nancy McCauley visited with the Blavin scholars to learn more.
Every student knows that getting accepted to a major university takes hard work and focus. But for students transitioning out of foster care, the challenges stretch far beyond admissions.
I'll see you guys later.
In the heart of Central Campus, I visited with Rachel Nasco, director of the Blavin Scholars Program, to see just how the University of Michigan welcomes and engages with foster care youth.
How do you see this?
I see the Blavin program really being a human face to the institution's values in supporting underrepresented groups in graduating from the University of Michigan.
I'm sure some of the stories are very touching that they've overcome, and you just go, wow.
They're very resilient. I think that's the word that always comes to mind when I think about them. They're very resilient in that they overcame many, many barriers, but never stopped. They continued to move forward. The program is designed to provide comprehensive services all the way from recruitment and admissions through graduation. So it really attempts to address every part of the student's life. Everywhere from making sure that all their financial needs are met, their housing needs, and then any physical or emotional needs that they may have.
The Blavin scholars are moving forward, but at their own pace, and some require more assistance than others. Assessing individual needs is a hallmark of the Blavin program.
So how's placement going?
It's going really good. I'm excited.
And where are you placed now?
The Guidance Center.
Cherish Thomas arrived on campus with little resources and no place to call home.
I was kind of born into this situation. My mother struggled with substance abuse and prostitution. And she just had entirely too many kids for my family to try to take care of us. So we ended up in the system, and I have 10 different siblings. And I've experienced about 20 different placements, different homes, different family structures, and that's including juvenile detention centers and group homes.
It must have been really hard for you to build friendships and have any kind of security.
There wasn't any security. I really would pray and just hope for the best. I always concentrated on the fact that it had to be something more than what I was experiencing, and that I would eventually have control over my situation if I just didn't give up.
Cherish did not give up. She's now a graduate student at the School of Social Work. However, her first 2 years without the Blavin Scholarship were challenging.
Did you feel like when you came here, was it an easy transition into the university? Was it a tough one for you?
No, it was not an easy transition. I didn't really know how to do a lot of things, take notes appropriately, knowing how to approach, professors, to ask questions. I was relatively intimidated. You really had to go up to them and kind of explain to them, no, there's some gaps in my education and I need some assistance. So my grades my first and second year really suffered, and I had to really press against the wall to get the good grades that I ended up getting as I graduated.
For me, I'm really trying to figure out what career path I want to take.
Even with comprehensive wraparound services like financial assistance, academic support, and counseling services, the program is constantly reassessing to fill in the gaps.
You were mentioning the resources. What do they do for you that helps out?
The Blavin Scholarship, I have a mentor. I talk to her once a week. I'm just one of those people who want to check in on a regular day basis. I have people who I know that I can call if I have an emergency, if I'm not familiar with something. To be able to talk to one person and you know that they'll do whatever it takes to find something to help you.
So how's it going?
Everything is going good. I met with Rachel the other day. We were talking about getting a new mentor.
Founder Paul Blavin is committed to doing whatever it takes to support the scholars. From tailgating to graduation dinners, this Michigan alum visits the scholars several times a year to check in on their progress.
It became clear to me that post-secondary education of former foster youth was probably the single best way to reverse a cycle of dismal failure that really exists in this area, and certainly at no fault of the children. And when you see our children that have made it to the University of Michigan, what I found through trial and error over time was that money is not enough.
There's some basic level of essentials that we certainly want to provide, and then there's that added value of being in a community of your peers that are academically smart like you are, that have passions and dreams where you get to talk about them, and then you get some experiences that cause you to make them real.
Once the university is notified of your status, they literally bring you in and they'll like take you shopping to get you the things that you need for your dorm.
You don't feel like ashamed or, to mention your background and where you come from and how your parents did this or that.
It's good to come here, and we have a meeting every Friday, and we just all talk about our weeks and how school is going and stuff, and to know that we all have the same struggles, and yeah, it's really good.
Have you had any surprise since you've been in this position? Some of these young people surprise you in some way?
Oh, definitely. They are so ambitious and so driven. They inspire me all the time.
I want to be a human rights attorney, so I want to work with the United Nations Human Rights Department.
And is your background probably in foster care what's driving some of this? You want to change things?
Yes, I hate injustice with a passion. My passion really does derive from being in foster care. I've seen a lot of injustices that were faced upon my family and also on friends and people that I've witnessed in the system. So I want to help the system because it is a good system. It's just there's some areas that need to be tweaked, and I want to help motivate people to bring the change that they want to see.
You're ready to graduate, and I know you're very excited about the future.
Yeah.
What's your plan? What do you want to do? What do you want to change?
I'm graduating in August, so I'm really hoping right now I'm setting the foundation for my own organization, which is Cherish Our Youth. And it's a statement, and I really want it to go nationwide, so every city will have its own Cherish Our Youth Detroit, Cherish Our Youth New York, Cherish Our, just making a statement to the state that we need to do better with our kids. So I might not see it in my lifetime, but as long as I can lay the foundation and have other people come and pick it up, I will be, just as happy as I can. So my hopes are just that I can build a lifestyle to be able to do what Paul and Amy are doing and kind of helping. If anything, my heart is very, very appreciative.
To me, this is the best thing I could possibly do, aside from taking care of my own children. And, it's so I get way more back from giving to the scholarship, supporting the scholarship, than I put into it, many multiples back.
I really feel like this is not my job, this is my life's work.
I think you're in the right place, don't you?
I love this place. I definitely think I have to be in this place because if sometimes I give up on myself, and there's so many people around you, in the Blavin Scholarship, that's a reminder you can't give up on yourself. So it's just a great environment to be in. It's really the people around you and the resources you have that can change your life.